Module 4, Inflationary versus Deflationary assets. So now that we understand how money works, what blockchain is, what cryptocurrency actually represents, we need to talk about design, because not all monetary systems are built in the same way, and design choices matter, not morally, not politically, functionally. What inflationary means? Let's start with inflationary systems. An inflationary system is one where supply can increase over time, new units can be created, value is spread across a growing pool. Fiat currencies are inflationary by design, and that word design is important. Inflation in modern systems is not by accident, it's policy. Why? To encourage spending, to stimulate economic activity, to reduce long-term hoarding, to give governments flexibility in downturns. If money slowly loses purchasing power over time, people are incentivized to use it. Think of it like ice slowly melting. If you know an ice cube will shrink over time, you're more likely to use it sooner rather than later. That encourages circulation. And circulation is the engine of modern economies. Again, this isn't good or bad, it's intentional. Effects of inflationary design. But every design has trade-offs. In inflationary systems, over long periods, purchasing power tends to decline. Holding cash indefinitely usually comes with an opportunity cost. That's why traditional systems encourage investment, asset allocation, economic participation. Money in these systems is meant to move. It's more like fuel than storage. So fuel power engines, but you don't store it forever expecting it to appreciate. What deflationary means? Now let's contrast that with deflationary systems. So a deflationary asset has fixed or limited supply, predictable assurance, rules that restrict expansion. In these systems, scarcity is intentional. Units cannot be freely created to meet demand. It's closer to something like land. If demand for land in a city rises, you can't print more land. Supply is constrained. That doesn't automatically mean prices must rise. It simply means supply cannot expand to absorb demand. The rules are fixed. So the scarcity analogy. Here's a simple way to think about the difference. Inflationary systems are like adjustable thermostats, so if the room gets cold, you can turn up the heat. Deflationary systems are like a fixed fireplace, so you have what you have, no more wood appears. One prioritises flexibility, the other prioritises certainty, but both have their uses. Why deflationary design exists? So deflationary design usually exists to preserve value, enforce discipline, prevent dilution. Examples outside of the blockchain include land, rare metals, collectibles, certain capped digital systems. The defining feature is rule certainty. Participants know supply constraints in advance. There are no discretionary adjustments. Trade-offs of deflationary systems, but again, trade-offs. Deflationary systems can encourage holding rather than spending, slow economic circulation, reduce flexibility in crises. If supply cannot expand at all, responding to economic shocks becomes harder. That's why historically, strictly deflationary systems have rarely powered entire modern economies on their own. Instead, they often coexist with inflationary systems. They serve different purposes. Why this matters in blockchain? One reason blockchain-based systems attract attention is that for the first time you could encode monetary rules in software. Supply limits, insurance schedules, distribution logic, all visible, all transparent, extremely difficult to change. No emergency printing, no surprise dilution, no discretionary adjustment behind closed doors. You may prefer flexibility. You may prefer predictability. The key difference is, with blockchain system, the rules are visible up front. Store of value versus medium of exchange. This leads to an important distinction. A medium of exchange is designed to circulate. It's meant to move quickly between people and businesses. Fiat currencies are very good at this. A store of value is designed to preserve purchasing power over time. Scarce assets often serve this role. They prioritise stability of supply over flexibility. Think of it this way. A checking account is for movement, a vault is for storage. They serve different purposes. Blockchain allows digital systems to be intentionally designed for one role, the other, or a hybrid of both. The complementary model. It's important to say this clearly. Inflationary systems and deflationary systems are not enemies. They solve different problems. One prioritises flexibility and economic velocity. The other prioritises certainty and scarcity. Modern financial ecosystems may include both. Understanding design helps you understand behaviour. Neutral framing. And just to be absolutely clear, this is not about choosing sides. It's not about replacing currencies. It's not about ideology. It's about understanding design choices and the consequences. When you understand design, you understand incentives. And when you understand incentives, you understand systems. Transition to system structure. So now we understand asset design, the next logical question becomes, who controls these systems? Who sets the rules? Who can change them? And how does that shape outcomes? In the next module, we'll explore centralised versus decentralised systems and what that really means in practice.